Today's presentation is on the importance of the breath in changing structure and function. The breath not only mediates your nervous system, but it also is the platform that separates the top of your body from the bottom of your body. And all of your coordination patterns are passing right through the middle where your diaphragm is located. So when you're walking and coordinating and switching, your shoulders and your hips are working opposite one another. And the diaphragm has to be moving and twisting the whole time that you are coordinating to accomplish anything. Otherwise the muscles in the bottom or the top half of your body won't be working right. So go ahead and turn around. So the diaphragm is crucial in being able to come down and press against the organs that are right here, right underneath the rib cage. And it's in the process of the diaphragm working that your organs get stimulated and get their massage so they work better. And when you've had any kind of an impact injury, any kind of a shock or trauma that's knocked the breath out of you, whether it's a fall on the ice or snowboarding, or whether it's even psycho-emotional shocks can do the same kind of thing, you begin to distort the spine. And scoliosis, among other things, starts out of a freeze or lock in one side of your diaphragm. So the shortness of the breathing also matters in the mediation. You can go ahead and straighten out and get rid of that pattern before it locks itself in. The shortness of your breath is also important in being able to change what's happening with your nervous system. And so when your nervous system is in a state of hyperarousal, which is what happens when you're breathing short or breathing always in your upper chest, the body experiences itself being in a state of shock, and it won't allow any changes in physical structure to take place. So it doesn't matter if you press hard to get those muscles to relax. It's part of our survival system to not allow any changes until we have an experience of safety. So we want to change the breath in order to change the body. So let's go to the table and learn how to do that. So we already talked about what it looks like when you're only breathing in your chest and how it doesn't allow your diaphragm to come down and do its job of massaging the organs, and about the shortness of the breath and the fact that the breath needs to lengthen out. So the ideal pattern when breathing is, in order for your nervous system to calm down, is to breathe in for a cycle of 4 counts and out for a cycle of 4 counts, and to bring your breath down in a way that causes your belly to rise up. So you can have, when a person is doing this for themselves, they can use their hands as a monitor for when they're actually able to accomplish belly breathing, because when they're breathing into their diaphragm, which causes the belly to rise up, the hands will rise up. So you can give yourself a little feedback. Sometimes it's appropriate to give yourself a little resistance to push against in order to really get the diaphragm, which is just another muscle, to really gain some power. So training your diaphragm is like training any other muscle in your body. It requires repetition. It requires weightlifting. And so weightlifting can be provided by your own hands locking themselves together like this and sticking your thumbs into the upper area right underneath the diaphragm, so that when you breathe, you have something to push your breath against. And on the out-breath, you simply relax and let go. So the in-breath, you're going to be pushing with your breath to cause your hands to rise up. And if your thumbs don't like that level of pressure, you can also just dig in with your fingers into the side of the area right under your rib cage. So you want to see if you can count to 4 on the in-breath and 4 on the out-breath. So let's slow it down. So you're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4. And you notice right at the top there's this little quiver that goes on in the breath. That means you're getting to the end of range of the strength of your diaphragm. So that's a good spot to reach for. So when it starts to quiver, that's like the muscle feeling like it's having a challenge, right? So you bring your breath to the end of its range. 2, 3, repeat this at least 20 times. A good time to do it is right before sleeping because it'll cause your body to slow down. The breath is your gear shift, the one that you have conscious control over, between your arousal side of your nervous system, which is where we get to in the day when we have too much to do and there's things, incidents coming at us that we have to deal with, and the relaxation side of the nervous system where all healing, regeneration, digestion, meditation, cellular restoration in our sleep state are supposed to take place in our sleep state as we deep breathe. And so if you watch a baby's breath, they will drop into the state of deep breathing once they are asleep. But as adults, we lose this ability because we go to sleep with stress already in our bodies and we're breathing too fast. And so we don't sleep deeply, we don't access deep restorative sleep. And we find ourselves waking up after we've only been sleeping for 4 hours because we are not in a relaxed state when we go to sleep. So this is a self-help that can also allow you to make changes in your sleep patterns. So it will also help you to become more resourceful in healing because you're slowing down the rate of your metabolism will allow your body to redirect its resources to dealing with external influences like bacteria that have come in via the respiratory system. So learning how to get your breath back into your diaphragm is crucial to making changes in all the structure. And when people come in here to the Healis Neuro Rehab Center Clinic, it begins with the breath. If the body is in a state of hyperarousal or shock, we have to put the breath back here into the diaphragm before we can begin to make the neuromuscular changes to cause the various joints and muscles and the musculoskeletal system to be more efficient.
Thanks for tuning in.